Hey everyone, welcome to Sincerely Yours, Jan. And of course, it's Jan, your host. Welcome back to my podcast, and wow, we are a day away from 2021. So for today's topic, I would like to talk about the things that I learned this year and I think should be carried on to 2021. Hopefully you find value in them and hope it helps you face 2021 with confidence. I also want to talk about why it becomes so hard to follow through on your New Year's resolutions and what are some ways to help accomplish them. But before anything else, guys, wow, 2020 is almost done. We survived and we've come so far. This year, there were really a lot to take in. There was so much uncertainty, so much suffering for other people I could only imagine. But hey, let's not forget about the fact that many people also accomplished a lot this year. So whichever category you belong to, I want to congratulate you. It really wasn't easy to survive this year. So many changes that we all had to adapt to. So let's celebrate the fact that we are here and let's be grateful for the chance to live today. Honestly, for 2021, I don't expect anything, but I'm obviously hoping for the best. You see, everything that's going on around us is something that we cannot control. We can only take so much, but what we can control is how we take the time and effort to invest in ourselves. I remember back then, this is the time of the year when I would come up with New Year's resolutions. You know, new year, new me. We hear that a lot as soon as New Year is approaching. I said this to myself before, probably year after year, and I failed over and over again. In fact, I was reading an article and statistics show that around 60 to 70% of people create New Year's resolutions, but only around 8% follows through. Why is that? Why do we get so excited to change when a new year is approaching, but after 2 weeks, when the excitement dies down, why do we just simply go back to our old ways? Guys, the truth is we will change whenever we are ready to. I'm just going to say that again. We will change whenever we are ready to. Regardless if it's New Year, a normal day of the week, no matter who said it, may it be your parents, your boss, or whoever the hell it is, we won't do it. We won't change unless we are ready and we are willing to. It's kind of crazy because we hear people say, you know what, I'll lose weight next year. I'll come up with a better business plan next year. I'll save more next year. The mentality that we will do things next year is basically an excuse for us to not do it now. So it's a cycle, you know. Back in 2016, we said that we were going to do it in 2017, but then 2017 happened and you said you're going to do it in 2018. And hey, it's already 2021 and we haven't done it yet. I've come across people who actually think that all it takes is a new number on the calendar for them to completely and magically change themselves. But honestly, it takes a lot to change oneself for the better. It doesn't happen overnight. Like, it takes courage, character, commitment, consistency, and the right mindset. You know, it's a process, a journey, and I would say a constant battle. Because we do have bad days, and there are times when it's more difficult to show up, to be committed, or to have a positive mindset. But that's okay. It's acknowledging the fact that you are human and you can't be perfect all the time. The first step in following through with your New Year's resolution is being ready to change. Recognizing the fact that it doesn't happen overnight and not being too hard on yourself when you do not feel 100%. The second step is to create practical and specific goals. You can't just say, I will save more next year. There has to be some specific figures. I have to save $50 a week. I have to lose 2 pounds in a week. You can't simply say, I want my ass to be thick as fuck. That's not practical because it takes a lot of booty workout to enhance your ass. So why not say, I will do booty exercises 4 times a week for 30 minutes? That's more specific. Remember this, guys. Resistance happens when there is a lack of clarity. I'm going to say that again. Resistance happens when there is a lack of clarity. I remember I had a final paper I submitted 2 weeks ago and the instructions were all over the place. I'm not sure how to start. I kept slacking. Like, I'd do anything to avoid that paper until the last minute. So my point is, we tend to steer away from tasks or duties that are not clear to us. So if you have specific and practical goals, it is harder to walk away from it and it makes you feel more accountable. The third step is switching mindset, focusing on the positives instead of the negatives. Let's focus on what we could have gained instead of what we are going to lose. Focus on why you should keep going instead of why you should quit. So let me give you a very basic and a specific analogy. Let's say that you are someone who got carried away with Kit Kat's tagline, have a break, have a Kit Kat. So every single time you take a break, you eat a Kit Kat, and that's like 20 Kit Kats in a week. That's a lot. Then you promised yourself that next year I am only gonna eat 10 Kit Kats a week. So that's good, right? Because it's a specific and a reasonable goal. You are literally cutting down 50%. But the problem is you are always thinking about the 10 Kit Kats that you could have eaten just like last year. You miss it so much and you're experiencing like a Kit Kat withdrawal, if that's even a thing. And you're like, whatever, I'm just gonna eat 20, forget about that goal, I give up. But what if you switched your mindset to, by cutting 50%, I am reducing the chance for me to get diabetes. By reducing 50%, I am closer to my goal, which is to not eat Kit Kat every day. I am giving myself the chance to perhaps live longer and be with my loved ones. So if you position it in your mind differently, it gives you a greater purpose to keep going. So instead of asking yourself, why am I a failure? Ask yourself, what can I do to be successful? By asking the right questions, you get better results. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and talk about what I have learned so far in 2020 and why it should be carried on to 2021. I'm gonna give you 6 of them. So let's start off with the first one. Embrace who you are with pride. Speak your mind because that's your truth. One way or another, people will criticize you, so might as well go for what you want. How others perceive you is definitely not your responsibility. Be who you are meant to be. Don't be afraid to aim high and miss, than to aim low and hit. The second thing is, you might mess things up over and over again. You might fall short and not live up to people's expectations, but you are not a failure. You are human. So you must forgive yourself and recognize that you can't please everyone. That sometimes you can make crazy and impulsive decisions that may face consequences, but hey, that's part of life, isn't it? That's how we all learn. If you constantly beat yourself up, you'll limit yourself to all the possibilities and the chances that might take you to a better position in life. The third one is more of a reminder for all of us. I hope we don't think less of ourselves just because this year we couldn't make much progress. And things are so uncertain, we had to cope up. We needed to adapt to all those changes, and many things did not make sense at first, but hey, we made it through. We fucking did it. And please be proud of yourself for all the problems you had to overcome on your own. If you appreciate someone, you let them know. If their hair is nice or their smile is contagious, let them know. I mean, not in a weird or a creepy way. I mean, just sending like a quick message that, hey, your smile is contagious. I'm pretty sure they would appreciate that. 2020 was a tough year, and compliments here and there can make a huge difference for all of us. The point is, if there's an easy way to bring positivity to someone's life, especially if it doesn't cost us anything, why not go for it? And the fifth one is live in the moment. There's no point looking back and stressing over what's already happened or what's gonna happen tomorrow. Let's not live our lives with regrets. My rule of thumb right now, if I'm doubting wherever I should go for something or not, I ask myself, am I gonna regret this if I do not do it now? And that simple question really opened many doors for me and improved the way I lived my life. For the last one here, the sixth one, I just want to tell you a quick story. Recently, I kept complaining about my job. I'm getting tired of it. It's a very fast-paced industry, so there's really a lot of changes that I had to adapt to. So then I said to my partner, you know what? I hate my job. I don't want it anymore. And she goes like, you are being ungrateful. And I stopped for a second because she is right. I am ungrateful. That job pays for my bills. And that job is the reason why I can send myself to school. And that job literally pays for my passion. And it did a lot of me in terms of professional growth. So really, I focused on the negatives instead of the positives. And another thing, she got me a hoodie for Christmas, right? And I love that hoodie, I really do. But when I visited the retailer's website, which was Gymshark, I laid my eyes on the other hoodie. And I said something that made her feel like I'm ungrateful. And obviously, she did not appreciate that. But then I realized for the past 21 years of my life, it's the first time that someone made me feel appreciated and loved on Christmas Day. So I'm so stupid for making her feel like I'm ungrateful. I'm glad that someone is there to remind me when I am not being guided by my morals anymore. Someone is there to tell me whenever I'm wrong. And that's a great thing. So I want to remind you about gratitude. Gratitude allows us to recognize that there is goodness, there is kindness, and love that's happening around us. Gratitude is very important. So this 2021, although we don't know what's in store for us, literally the future is so uncertain. Let's aim high. Let's focus on the things that we can control. Allow ourselves to be human. Let's celebrate every single day that we survive. Let's remind people that the world is kind. Be in the fucking moment. Let's love with no conditions. And lastly, be who you are really meant to be. Sincerely yours, Jan. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and till next episode. And I posted this on my YouTube channel as well. It's Jan5. You might want to check it out. And please hit the like button if you find value in this podcast. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. I'll see you next vlog. I'll see you next podcast. Thank you.